Okay, guys, there's been some questions about the RDM Stage 4 clutch and how to put it all together. It's super simple. There's a lot of parts. It looks difficult, but it's not. Everything has its place. It will not work, basically any other way. You can't really screw it up. Either it works or it doesn't. So basically, you got your inner plate with the shaft. It's all integrated one piece. Okay. You have a thick bearing and a thin bearing. You want to put the thin bearing on first. That's going to go on the clutch side. Fat bearing goes on the gear side, the drive side. You're going to take this bearing, slide it on. It's a nice fit. Take a cage, put your cage on. Use whatever pads. Ryan recommends the hard ones, and most use 9. I'm just going to install a few for the sake of the video. Okay. Now you have your spring washers. You got thick ones and you got thin ones. I use the thick ones. You got your concave and you got convex. So there's a rounded edge and there's a bold edge. You want the concave together. You want the rounded edge out, facing out. You're going to take your the spring retainer. You're going to put 2 on each post. All right. Now your third one, you got your concave and your convex. You want the rounded part against the rounded part of the other spring. So there's going to be a gap. That's how you want it. So you're going to do 4 more of those. So there's 12 total. You can play around with them. You can add more if you want, but this is how we have it set up. All right, now you're going to take your outer plate. There's machined areas where the springs are going to sit. You're going to fit it in like that. There's another machined area. You have this plate. This is machined, and this is flat. You want the flat down. The machined area is going to hold the bearing in place. Okay. So now you want to flip it over. You got 4 threaded holes. Want to line up your threaded holes. You need T25 Torx. There's 4 T25 bolts. Put your T25 bolts in. All right, kind of snug them down. Once they're snug, go ahead and tighten them the rest of the way. Crisscross, so they're tightened evenly. All right, now your clutch is set. This gear does not move. All right, so this is how it's going to look when it's all together. All right. Now, if you have a CNC case, you have 2 shims. You can shim, put the shims in, put your bearing in. If it's a regular Chinese case, you don't need the shims. You also have 3 spacers for your clutch cover. You need to use these. There's your bucking bar. The reason why you need to use these is because Ryan offers an extended shaft, and there's your stock shaft. He incorporated the extended shaft into the Stage 4. Okay, so this is where you're going to need those spacers to space it out. You need to cut this to fit. I recommend starting long and just keep cutting shorter until you don't have a lot of play, but you don't want it tight. You don't want any pressure on this because all you need is like a millimeter to release. So it'll freewheel. You want a little bit of movement. Okay. Once you do that, you're pretty much all set up. If you have any questions, you can message me privately or put a post on Ryan's page. Somebody will get back with you, either me or Ryan or somebody else that's run one. This thing takes all the slop out of the clutch, all the chatter. It doesn't wobble. Everything is machined perfectly straight. It's ridiculously smooth. It works. It works really good. So I guess that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. Peace.